Wilson didn't wake up one day and decide to risk everything. It started quietly, innocently. Every morning, before his feet touched the cold floor of his small apartment, Wilson reached for his phone. Not to check messages, not to pray, not to greet the day, but to check charts. Green candles climbing upward, numbers moving fast, profits growing while he slept. Crypto wasn't just an investment to Wilson. It felt like proof that he was finally ahead of life. At 25 years old, Wilson had seen enough struggle to hate being broke. He grew up watching money control people. He saw talented men stuck in the same place for years. He saw dreams delayed, families stressed, and opportunities missed, not because people were lazy, but because they lacked capital. So, when he discovered crypto, it felt like an escape route, a shortcut, a miracle. The first wins. It started small, $500. Wilson remembers the exact moment he made his first real profit. He refreshed his wallet and saw the number jumped, not by much, but enough to matter. 500 became 1,000. 1,000 became 2,000. That feeling, that rush, it was addictive. For the first time in his life, money was working for him instead of the other way around. He began watching YouTube videos late into the night, Twitter threads, Telegram groups, Discord servers. Everyone was talking about the same thing. Buy and hold. This coin is the future. We're still early. And Wilson believed every word, because the charts were confirming it. The confidence grew. Soon, crypto conversations became his personality. At work, during breaks, with friends, everything led back to crypto. While others talked about buying land, starting small businesses, or saving money, Wilson laughed. Why buy something physical, he'd say. Money should move. Money should multiply. To him, land was slow. Businesses were stressful. Physical assets felt outdated. Crypto was fast. Crypto was modern. Crypto was global. Crypto felt smarter. His friends noticed the change. They weren't against crypto. In fact, some of them invested too, but they believed in balance. Wilson, at least buy land. Have something you can touch. Don't put everything in one place. Wilson nodded, but he didn't listen. Because every time they warned him, his wallet was still growing. Wilson didn't just invest spare money. He invested everything. His salary, his savings, his emergency funds. Whenever he made profits, he didn't withdraw. He reinvested. Whenever the market dipped, he didn't panic. He bought more. To Wilson, dips were opportunities, and the internet agreed with him. Diamond hands, weak hands lose. Only the patient get rich. So he became patient, obsessed. Charts replaced sleep. Price alerts replaced peace of mind. His phone never left his hand, not even when charging. He stopped thinking about backup plans, because in his mind, this was the plan. Then one day, it happened. Wilson refreshed his wallet and froze. The number on his screen didn't look real. $1 million. $1 million. 7 figures. His heart started racing. His hands shook. He refreshed again and again. Still there. Wilson sat on his bed, staring at the screen like it might disappear if he blinked. A boy who once struggled to pay rent, a boy who skipped meals to survive, was now a millionaire. At least on paper. That night, he didn't sleep. He imagined a new life, freedom, respect, silence from doubters. He imagined buying houses, cars, helping his family, living without fear. He thought about calling his friends, but he didn't. He wanted them to see it first. And before this story goes any further, let me say this. If you have a friend who is all in on crypto, no backup plan, no balance, no physical investment, like this video, share it with them, and subscribe to this channel. Some lessons are cheaper when learned early. At first, the drop was small. Red candles appeared.
But Wilson wasn't worried. Normal correction, he said. Crypto goes up and down. But the red didn't stop. Days passed, then weeks. Headlines turned dark. Fear spread fast. Projects began collapsing. Coins that were once praised disappeared overnight. Wilson kept holding. This is temporary. This is just fear. This will bounce back. But deep down, something felt different. The million dropped to 600,000, then 300,000, then 100,000. Each drop hurt, but Wilson still refused to sell, because selling meant accepting the truth. One morning, Wilson woke up and checked his phone. His heart sank. He refreshed. Again. The balance stared back at him, cold and silent. $2,000. That was it. No typo, no glitch, no recovery. From 1 million to 2,000. Wilson sat on the edge of his bed, staring at the wall. No land, no business, no savings, no physical asset. Just numbers that once promised freedom, now mocking him. Rent didn't care about market crashes. Hunger didn't respect long-term holding. Bills didn't believe in future rebounds. Wilson had to survive. So he began selling what little crypto he had left. Not to invest, not to trade, but to eat. One coin for food, another for transport, another to keep the lights on. Every sale felt like tearing a piece of his soul away. These weren't just coins, they were dreams. His friends came around again, not to laugh, not to say I told you so, but to help him stand. That's when the truth finally settled in. Crypto was never the enemy. Putting everything into one thing was. Wilson realized something painful. Money on a screen is not security. Profit without protection is fragile. Growth without balance is dangerous. Physical assets may be slow, but they last. Diversification may be boring, but it saves lives. Today, Wilson is rebuilding. Slowly, carefully, wisely. He still believes in crypto, but not blindly. He still invests, but not recklessly. Now he believes in balance. And if you ask him what he learned, he'll tell you this. Crypto can make you rich, but lack of balance can make you poor overnight. If this story touched you, if it reminded you of someone, or if it reminded you of yourself, like the video, share it, subscribe, because some lessons don't have to cost $1 million to learn.